I toss a goblin towards the werewolf.
I already
Just
told
a
you.
whole goblin.
Just sitting there, just like, well, he keeps making noise, right?
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
So I throw a goblin at him.
Gobbles it up.
I could do my own sound effects.
We're sitting there gnawing on it. He's quiet finally. You gotta feed the werewolf and it gets quiet.
Yeah, I sit there and be like, hey, big guy, can you do me a favor? Pile all those up within the reach so we can eat them.
He literally just piles them on top of the werewolf.
I have to eat my
He's
way out.
just surrounded, just covered in, I think it's like 19 goblins at this point because he's eaten one. Well, he's eaten one. So it's 19 other goblin bodies.
So that's when I snuggle back up and just like, yes.
Yes.
He should be quiet for the rest of the night.
You fed the werewolf.
There we go. Forgotten, half asleep. There we go. We just killed 20 goblins and we'll shut up for the night.
That morning came.
So you all wake up the next day, fully rested, and ready to head out.
I kind of wander off to find like a stream or something nearby.
Of course you do.
Oh my god, he's actually taking the initiative and bathing.
I doubt that. He's gonna win.
He's just trying to screw everyone else up, I'm sure.
Oh, I'm positive. Mess with our heads.
Is Atlas still out?
No.
I pick up his tokens like, you're warm. Tuck them in one of my pockets.
Alright,
You actually, when
You
you
guys
wake
okay
up,
there?
it's like right underneath your head because you were leaning up against him.
Okay, that was a good idea. Until you shrunk, my neck hurts.
Also, Chase. Oh, please.
why?
Very sore.
I don't know. You might run again.
You also have a bit of goblin on your cheek.
Chains off. Now.
Alright,
Thank
I
you.
desummoned them.
Thank you. I got a creak in my neck.
Summon them back. These things are really handy.
Next time, bring a pillow.
Next time, don't run.
I didn't run. You make it seem as though I ran. I did not run.
Where'd the druid go off to?
I don't know.
And I'm in the one that reeks.
Thank you for clarifying. I think I saw him wandering off towards the left. Over there. I point past the tree.
You see Forgotten start to smile devilishly.
So just an FYI, you're not anywhere near a stream. You'd have to go back out towards the beach and then find the ocean.
Salty showers.
So how long are you willing to, commit to this, mate?
Well, I'm going all the way!
Well, we can safely assume he is dead. Let's leave him and not smell him ever again.
How far is that again?
I think I can still
A
smell
bit.
him.
At least a day, 3 days to 4 worth of travel.
I know where we'll be meeting up.
How about this? Wait till we get to the destination, then do whatever.
I'm already gone!
Oh, he's gone?
He's already
He's
long
gone.
left.
Fine. You know what? I reach out with my mind into his, and I tap it. It's like, this seems really idiotic. Wandering along by myself, where we just saw 20 goblins.
Well,
Roll to see if you understand the sense of that statement.
I don't think he does.
Let's see if we have common sense.
Give me an intelligence roll.
No!
No!
Oh! Oh God! Forgotten's gonna stab you.
16.
It does sound pretty sensible. You are really curious on why your inner voice sounds kind of like Forgotten, though.
So I wander back, and I'm gonna bring this up.
Why are you staring at me? You have a problem with my horns?
No?
You're racist? Secretly racist to it? You dirty
No.
racist?
Why could I hear your voice in my head?
Just maybe you find me more proper way to phrase this so you can understand. Maybe you think I am smarter than you. You understand? So your subconscious is putting my voice in your head so that you can thus be the smarter one. And then inside your head you hear, he's probably right.
Here,
I'm not an idiot.
give me perception rolls.
Everyone?
Both of us?
Anyone that wants to. You don't have to.
No, I'm not going to because he's too much having fun right now.
That is...
Dirty 20.
Okay, anything higher than a 10 will do.
Okay.
Oh,
I got 19.
Okay, everyone, you notice that Gilgrim and Varys are like trying really hard not to laugh
So after he's done with his whole like trying to explain to him that he's this inner voice, Tal just kind of looks at him because he knows exactly what it's after.
You see Literally Forgotten look at you. He pulls out a small little sack of bag that you know is that powdered beer. You see him sit there and like drop a little on his tongue. He just smiles, puts it back in the bag.
But Tal says nothing.
Because snitches get stitches.
But the fact that you hear my voice inside your head is something that's actually perplexing to me. It makes me think I probably shouldn't sleep around you. But at this moment, if you understand, we're going to leave. Also, why'd you wander off?
That's kind of my business, ain't it?
Chalk it up as he had to go use the bathroom. Real quick.
We're talking about wandering off alone in a forest where we got jumped by 20 goblins.
Yes?
I swear you're about as bright as the darkest marvel I've seen. Yes, I look. Turns around, starts walking.
All right, then.
He cussed at you in Inferno.
Which he
Varys will walk by, pat you on the shoulder like, you poor thing, kind of pat, and then keeps following Forgotten. Like the bless your heart kind of pat.
Bless your heart.
Poor soul.
You poor idiot.
Gilgrim just kind of looks at you. There's compassion in his eyes, and then he walks off as well.
Guys, they all treat you like a dog. You're like the one blind, like three-legged dog that everyone just pities.
Guys, what's wrong?
I just walk by and kind of give like a front chest kind of pat, like. Walk by.
The worst part is, there's no one supports you.
I'm probably the person that supports the most.
I start to lift my hand and I'm like, nah. And then run through it.
All right.
Kind of shrugs at you.
You mean both now? What is this?
What is this?
So everyone starts making their way. You guys travel for a while, pretty uneventful. Eventually, Varys says, we have an option. We can stop in the nearest town, or we can just head on in to Insewell.
I actually am going to check my ration. See how healthy we're doing. I'm doing at least.
Well, yeah,
And for everyone that wants a visual reference, that'll be the nearest town, and that's Insewell.
Wait,
Opening-
so where are we again?
This will be the nearest town. This is where you're going.
And where are we?
Where are we?
You're close to here.
Okay, so
Just-
we're on
just
that
outside.
side. Okay.
What's the nearest town's name? As I look at the map.
Ballport.
So how righteous would you say this town is?
Varys says, well, it is one of the towns that actually has a tiefling outpost. One of the families does currently occupy the city, so
Which one?
not yours and not hers.
Then they still know of your disappearances
Yes,
now.
they would.
Yeah, most likely.
Well, I did send that letter though. Whether or not it took's a different situation.
Yeah.
But is any of you actually capable of hunting? Looks over to Leafio, right? I remember even though we haven't played.
I can hunt.
I can hunt, yeah.
I
So-
understand the concept, yes.
How about this? We avoid that town like the plague,
That it is.
It's a sad
And-
time, man.
and we just hunt and survive. I have a rain catcher if it rains. Bought it at that general store, and we can go from there. Avoid conflict when we can, for right now at least.
We got enough rations right now to basically get out if you guys need any. I have 20 rations.
I got a hold of 15. How long of a walk is it to just straight into well?
You got a couple more days.
A couple days, we can hunt
Yeah,
through.
probably about 5 days.
Plus, it wouldn't hurt us hunting along the way as long as we, of course, to the druid standard, don't overkill. We could always sell pelts and meat. Make a little side gold.
I stopped Varys. I need to talk to him for a second.
Okay. He says, what you need?
Is there any way that if I was to go on my own, you would be able to let me know where you are without letting the town know where you are?
It says, in what way? You want to know a location or just how to contact?
Just how to contact. Everyone wants to avoid the town, but I want to go in.
He says, well, I could procure some more. I could craft some more of those stones used before.
Why don't you bring this up to them?
I'm talking first. Mine are component. So, well, how long would that take?
Give me about an hour. I could probably have.
Okay.
Yep.
I would try to make it worth your while. Not expecting everything to be free, but I really need to be inside that town right now.
Says, I understand. We can hang out for. Just make sure you don't take longer than a few hours or so.
Okay. I'll do my best. I can fly. And then flashes his wings.
All right. Sounds like a plan. I'll get cracking.
Thank you. So then, after he realizes his plan is in motion, he goes and tells the group, everyone, I will be heading on my own into the town. If you want to avoid it, I understand. Things are very tough right now, and you two make it a lot more difficult. Not your fault, though.
Well, this is an enemy-controlled town. It'd be a little bit of a problem if we showed up, but
I'm not the enemy.
Singer, hold on. Let me take a quick crack, even though he's mainly a combat warlock. I could do minor things. Thaumaturgy to change the color of our eyes. Prestidigitation to change some pigments of our skin, clothes, and everything like that. It lasts for about an hour. So the thaumaturgy will only last for a minute, but I can change our appearances minorly, so maybe we won't be spotted right away. But I necessarily am not comfortable with you going in, even though you fly fast.
They do have arrows.
Not only that, but they could have, I don't know, a stray sorcerer lying around. A fireball would really hurt.
I'm not looking to start a war with the town. I just have some errands.
Well, I'm game. I would rather have avoided it, but if you need to go in and it's that important to you.
Gilgrim at this point says, I could go in with him if you want someone so he's not alone.
Tal thinks about it and says, actually, Gilgrim, you're the perfect person to go with me.
Fantastic.
So it's settled.
Alright, just, you hear inside your head, keep your mind open. We'll be maybe 5 minutes out of the town. Something happens, let us know immediately.
Oh, don't worry. We're working on that. He, motions to Varys.
We also have this way, too. And you just see Forgotten, looking at you, knowing not-ly.
Also, if there's someone in that town to help with my problem,
I'll keep an eye out.
yes, please.
Do I? Lycanthropy, is it shunned or not?
Depends on what area you're in.
No, I'm asking you.
No, that's what I'm saying. It depends on what area you're
Well,
in.
you're talking like Varys.
It happens. It depends on what region of the country you're in.
So I bring up the Varys pointing at the city. What do they think about lycanthropy here?
Varys is like, well, we are rather north, so it's probably not entirely frowned upon here. The further south you go, the more it's looked down upon. The further west you go as well.
So my guess, if it's not frowned upon, they won't have a cure readily available.
Yeah, it's probably true.
Still worth a try.
They might have something that could help you manage it, or something like that, but the chances of having a cure here are very slim.
My character wouldn't know anything about natural herbs or anything, so I couldn't help out that way. He's just obsessed with weaponry.
Good. We would probably know something, wouldn't we?
I have a resolution kit, so I just assume I do.
Okay, you can give me a nature check, if you'd like, to see what you know.
Oh, I want to. Also, before they take off, I want to read through this a certain spell.
A natural 21.
Okay. You know there is no herbal concoctions that you're capable of creating that would help in this situation.
I share that with Hardy.
Hey, I got a good question for you.
Yes.
Now, I know it's technically meant for, an area, to spell alarm.
Yep.
But say I cast it on, I don't know, a ring. say, the barrier inside the rings where the alarm will be.
Mm-hmm.
If I say cast that, make it so it's mental so I can hear it, you think I could give it to Tao so that in case something bad starts happening, you can put it on and the alarm will go off in my head?
What's the range on the spell?
It does not have a range. It has a 20-foot cube that the 30 feet range and area, but I think that's how far you can cast it, right?
I think that's how far you can be away from it.
Ooh, okay.
This was a shot.
Yeah, it was.
It's not a bad idea.
No, it wasn't. I was just sitting there trying to think, because Varys' thing would be a good thing, but it would also be very noticeable. Why, if it's simply like maybe just sliding on a ring or something like that, it could be very discreet.
Yeah. I mean, really, all you gotta do is just crush it in your hand, though.
Yeah,
So
well, again, it's not. This
you
isn't
have to
like
remember how it works.
this isn't like a start something and get out of here kind of thing. I'm just going in, doing something, and then I can just walk out the gates and crush it and be end of story.
Well, we're being cautious too, because we don't know if we were spotted by the people when they raided the rebels' place. Word could spread fast. Also, Forgotten doesn't know it, but you guys were also spotted on a smuggler ship by a commander.
Who was dead?
No,
No,
we never found his body.
I thought everyone got
Nope.
wiped out in the Lycanthrope place.
Everyone, you never found his body, though.
Yeah.
I made a special attempt to search for him and everything. So I'm just being cautious in the matter of speaking, where you might not be starting stuff, but say you go to a general store or you're walking around town and one of the guards.
Fair.
So Forgotten's just kind of thinking the situation out. Plus, you were also one of the ones that were captured.
He liked birds, I guess. I don't know. He didn't really give me a reason for that one.
Reasons and things.
And this city's probably pretty big. 30 feet won't cover anything. That's
Yeah,
weird.
this is it's a medium-sized city.
That's weird. That's weird. Just in a manner of speaking, where I guess most people end up setting alarms or just doing it around their camp.
Yep.
But I've heard a couple of campaigns. It could be totally homebrew or someone not knowing the conditions of the spell,
It
or
could
they
be.
didn't know about range.
It's possible.
But no, it's all good. I understand. It was also a ritual too. I could just cast that.
Yeah. So at this point, Gilgrim's like, "We're ready to leave."
Sounds like it.
Is Veristone making his thing?
Varys will come wandering back. It took about an hour, like you said it would. And he hands you the stone and says, "All right, that's all you need right there.
Alright.
You know the drill, just crush it."
I'll be off then. And he puts it in his little pouch, and he goes, Pilgrim, how much do you weigh?
Good question.
That's a little bit of a personal question, though.
It's like,
Yes.
Point.
I don't know, actually.
Well, second question. Are you afraid of heights?
He is a dwarf who loves land and mountains and underground.
It's a bit
Oh,
racist,
okay.
don't you think?
Huh?
So that's a bit racist, don't you think?
No, that was out of character. That was Alan sitting there being like,
I don't know. I've never been high up before.
Would you like to find out? And he, picks him up.
Oh!
We're going! And he... Swoosh.
So
and
it,
then you just hear Forgotten mutter, oh, look at that, flying dwarf.
so it does not take you very long to get to the town. I will add as a side note that there is a source of water nearby.
I was wanting to ask Varys about that.
And then when we get a chance, Forgotten has something he'd like to do.
Okay,
Go ahead and
I'm
do it.
gonna go do
so we'll go ahead and do Forgotten's thing
Mine's
then.
easy if you want to do it.
No, I'm getting so...
Okay. After they're gone and everything like that, he turns to the group and he's like, all right, I have two questions. One, specifically for Varys. Your race, your race can create darkness, can't you? Do you have a natural ability to cast darkness?
Yeah. Some of us do.
Do you not?
No?
Okay. I wanted to try something out. But second of all, any of you guys want to train?
I'm good right now.
I don't
What'd you
mind.
have in mind?
Just simple sparring. Nothing
I'll go
lethal.
for that.
Oh, this is awesome. I'd like to actually try it out. As he starts to pull out his greatsword.
He pulls out both his rapiers.
Plus, that last fight, you hear him tightening his grip on the handle. I didn't get to participate. Roll initiative.
I'll just let you two just kind of
Okay.
spar as is.
He's switching weapons constantly, though. That's something I definitely want to note is every other attack, though, when he notices Varys, like, maybe Varys is especially good at dodging daggers or something like that, or the greatsword because it's slow, he'll start switching up to, like, a rapier and then, like, a halberd. He'll just constantly be switching his weapons. He'll jump back, summon a bow, and pop an arrow, like, shoot an arrow. Not lethally, of course,
Yeah.
but just...
You'll notice Varys also, at different times, there's different effects seeming to be coming off his rapiers.
And I'm gonna assume that since this is out of order, I'm just gonna go over to that.
Yeah.
Water
Alright,
source.
we'll just follow you for, what are you doing now?
I'm just going to that water source.
Okay.
Roll
All right.
to see if we notice.
So, is Tao ready?
I do it
I was ready.
sneakingly too.
Okay,
So-
you sneak off. Okay, then give me a stealth roll.
Oh...
Perception rolls from anyone who wants to.
Perception roll from
Ah,
Tao a
that's-
mile away.
14.
14? Okay.
Oh, that's a
That's
15.
Nat 20.
Ooh.
Okay, anyone that got higher than his roll notices him
Nat
slinking
Okay.
off.
So we going by the it beats it, if it meets it, it beats it rule?
Yes.
Okay, so I do see you still.
20. I see you.
The one person I didn't want.
Mid-combat, you see Forgotten stick down the greatsword and sit there. Oh, this is fun. Reach out inside his mind. Oh my god, how long has that been there? While you're sitting there bathing yourself. And then goes back to the combat.
Cool boot. Wait, you didn't roll higher than this thing though. You rolled a 12, right?
No, +3
Oh,
perception.
so you matched it then.
I had nat 20. I was
Alright.
Okay.
Yeah, you were wasting
So-
that 20.
Tao and Gilgrim, you make it to Ballport.
So when we get in front of the gate and land, I just set him down. What do you think? Do you like the skies?
Well, I mean, it's fast.
He just pats his head. Don't worry, it took me a while to get used to it too.
Huh.
Well, we're gonna go in then.
Alright, so unlike the last few places you've been, this is not a walled city, so you can kind of just go in wherever. Yeah.
So then we're gonna go in, and I'm gonna look for the nearest, like, not blacksmith but enchanter.
Okay, so are you just gonna ask around then?
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just
Okay.
gonna ask around to see if
So
what stores.
you ask a couple locals, some of them didn't know. Finally, you find one that does. He kind of gives you directions on where you need to head to.
And then I'm gonna make my way there and see what's up.
So it takes you a minute to get there. It's not close, so but you eventually get there. It's an unassuming building, but it's not a drab either. It's kind of just average old building.
As expected out of this normal-sized town. It's not the escaping cities we were in before. Well, I open the door and I look around to see.
You open the door and you hear a ding 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 ding. There is no bell in sight.
There's no bell. Yeah. And so I walk into the shop of magic, I guess, because there's no bell. But I heard one.
Do you look visibly confused when you
Slightly.
hear it but don't see it? No. Gilgrim will look at you and say, probably just a simple enchantment.
Well, that sounds good then. So we're here.
All right. So it's laid out pretty simply. You can easily find the counter. There is an older-looking human standing behind the counter.
So I walk up and just calmly approach. I say, "How skilled are you in your craft?"
Quite.
So I take out the Nodati from my stash and drop it on the counter. This item is cursed.
Clearly.
Yes. I want you to help me with it.
Do what?
Well, I took some time a while back. It has an extremely sharp blade, like unnaturally sharp. But it also gives me an uneasy feeling when I wield it in my hands. I have a feeling that there's two different magics at work here. I want to keep one and get rid of the other.
Okay. I can take a crack at it, I suppose. Do you have a time frame?
Soon. I have people waiting on me.
Okay. I'll see what I can do. Is there anything else I can help you with?
Takes out the Infinity Stones.
Oh God.
Can we
That we're not
attach-
calling them that.
No.
I want to.
Copyright.
Copyright. We're not calling them that.
I want to call them that.
Elemental gems.
Sure.
There you go.
That just happen to be purple, yellow. I'm stop.
No, stop.
I want these also attached. Maybe on the hilt, perhaps. They don't need to be in the blade, but they would help greatly.
Now that I can certainly do.
But I want to be very clear. If you can't do what I asked specifically on the magic, if you can't leave the good and get rid of the bad, do nothing with it.
So, okay.
But regardless, I want the gems in the hilt.
All right. Says come back in a couple hours. I should have you covered.
Okay. I appreciate your honesty with your work. And then I go outside with Gilgrim, and while I'm outside, I kind of like testing. Hello?
Here.
Anyone listening?
Check.
I might be a few hours. Don't be afraid to move ahead without me.
I sit there. I vocally voice out. The rest of you want to go into town?
Oh.
I have a feeling he's going to be a few hours.
Varys says, I don't know if it's wise.
Yeah,
Especially since they might know my face.
and definitely know ours.
You hear back inside your head. Okay, we'll just be sitting here. I'm training. Might I ask, any particular reason you had to go into town? Some arcane or weaponry?
Something you'll love. And then I'm done.
Does it have to do with tattoos?
Just no answer. And then so when I'm done with that conversation with Gilgrim, I was like, go get something to eat.
I could go for that.
Looks like Gilgrim's paying.
I got money.
Oh, I thought you didn't.
No, you just offered to pay for everything so far.
Oh, okay.
I have money. So,
Forgot I'm trying to earn trust here, y'all.
don't
He
throw
paid
down.
his way.
Don't throw down. Anyway.
Don't insult me and act like I'm crazy.
So we're just gonna go get something to eat. As we're walking to like the nearest tavern, I'm just like, hey Gilgrim, we're probably eating squirrels right now. And we're gonna go get steaks.
I like the sound of that.
The squirrel's terrible.
Cut to them, literally eating squirrels.
Just like a whole squirrel kebab. I wonder how Tao's doing. He's probably so socially inept. He's scared of the town. Cut to Tao like in the tavern, drinking and eating steak.
Sailor turns back after the training. You see Forgotten enjoying the powder, drips it onto the squirrel, just like beer and squirrel. Weird combo.
Varys is like, no, you're supposed to skin the squirrel before you try to eat it, right?
I was
like
wondering where
smealing
they
it.
would this.
Druids, I swear.
Drinks.
Wait, I thought it was against drugs law to eat animals.
Taters? What's taters, precious?
Some druid. whatever.
Potatoes.
Ruins it.
Put that to the previous. Took a hand.
Alright, so now that's pretty much it. And unless Joe has something to say, we're just gonna go eat and wait for the thing to get done.
Alright, yeah, y'all have a merry time. What's the rest of the party doing, besides eating squirrels?
You guys want me to scout ahead? I'm pretty good at that.
Where's my equipment? I'm gonna
On a scale
just
of
real
1 to
quick.
10,
I'm gonna take
how would
away
you say
like
your speed
5
is?
gold and say we just had a merry feast.
Well, it'd be about a 9.
That's quite the feast. If I'm gonna remind you, that's $500.
We're having a good time.
Alright.
Dollars, huh?
I need to show
Equivalent.
Gilgrim that we are one and the same when it comes to being good fellows.
Good fellas.
He's certainly your friend now.
Look at
I know
how
dwarves
good
can
my
drink, so
boy.
I offered, and let's just say 3 of that 5 gold went to his drinks.
So,
That sounds very
He should be
reasonable.
my friend. I've spent enough fucking gold on him.
I didn't say he wasn't. I just said he was certainly Tao's friend.
so no offense for people trying to like. Do you want me to scout?
Man, I cursed. In my honest opinion, sitting there chewing on the squirrel after taking a brief break from the training, I'd say splitting more would be bad.
I'll stay nearby. I'm just gonna make sure no one comes near
I
us. I'll do like a
clarify that
circular
it's
perimeter scouting.
That's
chewing
Just
on.
make sure no one creeps up on us.
Sitting there, you do what you want, then.
Varys says,
Alright.
you realize I'm probably the best one out of all of us to do scouting, right?
You can come with.
You guys should know.
I'm bored,
I should
and I for some reason already feel full.
You hear Forgotten Early shout, hey, don't take my training partner unless one of these two are going to try.
You can train with Triumph. Triumph comes out. I heard dueling.
Let's go with no and say yes.
Let's not say we did. He said yes, Triumph. Come on now.
Oh yeah! I'm the best at training!
Varys,
Ah!
Varys, I swear to God, if you leave me with this dagger, I'm going to stalk you.
Varys is practically rolling at this point.
And oh wait, I reach out to Triumph with awakened mind. And Triumph, you know what Lum over there really loves?
He's really confused.
Go tell Lum he needs to take a bath.
Tell me when you can.
Okay,
Alright.
that sounds like a good idea. I'm glad I thought of it. He hovers over to Lum and says, I was really thinking, you should take a bath.
Excuse me?
Over off in the distance, you know that plankton laugh that you don't hear it, but you just know he's just over there just
You could feel the laughter at you
The
without
laughter
hearing
is vibrating off him in waves.
So I'm gonna go stealth and just keep like a circular, like a 360 perimeter on just the area. Just kind of walk around.
How far away? Are you gonna...
Like a good 60 feet away.
Okay, so not close enough to be seen from the town.
Yeah. Just enough to
Just checking.
Yeah, just checking. No, I'm just gonna walk straight to the gate and yell, "Hey, I'm here to kill all of you." No,
You didn't
I
have to
paused.
do it.
I'm good.
Impact
I caught myself. I'm learning.
He's like a dog.
I'm in
Okay.
danger.
Give me a stealth check and a perception check.
That's cocked. Oh, that's a 27 on the stealth.
Okay.
19 plus 9.
It's a really high stealth though.
Yes. Oh god, the perception though. 4.
Okay. You
You're really
are
good at sneaking.
stealthy.
I just don't pay
Like,
attention.
oh my gosh, stealthy. But you're focusing so hard on not being seen that you have not noticed a thing.
Just watching out for the next.
Covers his
twig.
eyes with leaves. If I can't see them,
I
they can't see me.
That's exactly what I was sitting there thinking. He's just like, behind this wall, they cannot see me.
Hmm.
I'm hidden from sight.
They do not know I
Yeah,
am.
basically.
A ghost in the mist.
No.
Okay, Zero, calm down now.
Okay, no one would have caught that reference if you said it. Now there's a copyright strike. Boom.
Boom.
Everyone,
Boom.
Boom.
More editing for me.
I don't know.
They don't make your life easy.
Okay. So what are the rest of you doing?
Training.
I'm gonna try to see if I can make a potion, I guess. What do I want to make?
What kind of potion?
That's a good question. Give me a sec.
It'll be a sweat cops catches it later.
Can I make a potion
sitting
against
there
invisibility?
Can you?
I don't know. That's a good question.
Why don't you give me a
roll.
intelligence roll?
I don't know. Crap.
Can I try and help her?
No. You're bathing.
Oh, wait. Hold on. How am I still bathing?
You were bathing when Triumph came over and told you that.
You're still in the
You were
jar.
actively
But
bathing
then
when
what-
Triumph told you to take a
Yeah, then
bath.
what about Merrick?
What?
You said, why are you eating the whole eating part?
I'm assuming you were eating while you were bathing. You're weird like that.
Yeah.
But then why was
Slide
Merrick
under
over
this.
there?
You're within view. The water's not very far from where everyone's at.
You're not looking.
This is
for
him
the-
before.
Splash and splash. Oh, I don't know what you just said, but
Please don't you dare say that Lum finds a ring and starts calling it his precious.
Suddenly in his pocket he finds a ring.
Copyright.
Hey, I didn't say the name.
Alright, so if we find a wizard with a hat and a staff, we need to walk the other way.
Yeah.
Is he gray or is he white?
Well, it depends on what.
With a few gnomes with
Yeah.
him.
The chances that you run into a wizard are pretty high. I just remind you where you're at. It's kind of a common thing.
I'm not a
Talking
gnome. I'm a gnome.
Okay, so it's been a couple hours, and you wander back into the shop.
Walk back in, and I make my way back over to the counter, and I said, "So, how was the work?"
Okay, so the Nodachi's on the counter. Hilt is jeweled. Looks quite exquisite. Some of the jewels are on one side of the hilt, some of them are on the other. Perfectly inlaid so that it doesn't mess with the grip at all. And so you can definitely still feel a magic over the blade. It feels different. You're not sure how, though.
So I pick it up and I kind of look at it and I like unsheath it and I said, "So how'd it go?"
He says, I was able to remove the curse, but the positive effects changed. I don't know how, but I know they're different.
He inspects the blade and sees it's still fairly sharp and decides it's good enough. Clink. How much do I owe you?
Let's see, it was a couple of hours. 2 gold.
Done. Take it out on the counter. 1 for his patronage.
It's a pleasure doing business with you. Come back anytime.
I'll keep you in mind. Gilgrim, we're on our way now.
Aye, sounds like a plan.
So then as we make our way out of town and as we just leave what we would consider city limits, I take that gem out and just kind of crush it in my hand.
Okay. So this one actually works in the reverse of the last one. He gave you the one to locate them. So it flashes, they're still in the camp. They haven't gone anywhere.
Alright. Well, Gilgrim,
You don't see me, I don't see you.
it's time.
He kind of just sighs and resignment.
Picks him up.
This is going to happen and he knows he can't fight it.
Don't worry, one day you'll learn to love it, and he flies. Just takes off.
I just want him to show I know you won't.
You can tell he's trying really hard to put on a brave face. He's terrified.
Well, then we're just going to fly as fast as we can to the camp so he gets close to the ground again.
Okay, so it doesn't take you all that long to get back to the camp. So you are all happily reunited.
I'm happily reunited with the party. Gilgrim's happily reunited with the ground.
Exactly, yes. Oh, and Lum's there.
Oh, and one sec.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget, I'm clean.
He's finally clean.
Ish.
Just walked in, just
He doesn't have soap, so he's clean-ish.
looks around.
You notice Forgot's immediately just sitting there looking just like, what are these changes?
Then stops. There's a lack of a smell.
He took a bath.
Pulls out his sword and at him. Who are you?
What do you
That's
mean?
That's when Forgot's like,
You're not the druid I knew before.
I don't know what you mean.
The druid I knew would never bathe.
I take an insult to
hold on,
that.
pause. I want to try something out. Mind if I see that?
Just got it. And he holds it defensively.
No, he sits there and is like, trust me. I want to know exactly what it does. And I have a spell that can tell that.
And just holds it out. But
See-
he's reluctant to hand it over, but holds it out.
You see him grab it gently. You tug at first, and he just slowly adds pressure. He pulls out his book and sets it down, and then you see him sitting there with prestidigitation and everything, start making sigils like the one on his palm. And this takes about 10 minutes because it's casting time plus 10 minutes. And you see him sitting there with candles and everything, applying just minor bits of liquid, but you know as well as he does that he knows how to take care of weapons. And then at the end of it, I ritual cast Identify.
You would. Okay, so it does all of the elemental damage, just like the gems in the hilt would make it.
Yes.
The enchantment that was on it before is not the same as it was at all. There is a curse, totally different curse. It just morphed, it didn't get removed. So, there's a plus and a minus. The plus is, when attuned to this cursed sword, you have 300-foot radius blind sight.
Ah.
The curse. The longer you're attuned to it, the worse your actual vision gets.
You see him sit there and think about it, and he's just like, well, my bird mate. Good news, bad news. The gemstones work. You sit there and cut someone up, they're going to get burned up by all these elements sitting there tapping along them. You want the bad news, though?
Of course.
How much do you value your eyes?
Well, they're pretty helpful.
How much do you value your sight?
Well, I suppose that's less valuable, but it helps.
You want the good news or bad news?
You just tell me what it does.
Good news. Roughly 300 feet. You can see why blind. Bad news. Longer you keep yourself attuned to this blade and use it, you're going to go blind. And he hands it back to you.
Suddenly, Forgotten's not interested in this weapon anymore.
No, Forgotten extremely is. He can keep in that little pocket dimension without being attuned to it, damn it. Yeah.
That's not how it works, Alan.
That's not how it
I also have a bag of holding.
That's not how attunement works.
You have to focus on the item for 8 hours.
To make a pact with a thing.
I didn't say I can keep it in my pocket dimension, such bag of holding.
Also, it's a cursed item,
Oh,
so you have no choice.
Yeah, true. The Forgotten has all the ice.
I told him I wanted to keep the other one. That man swindled me.
Want to go pay him a visit?
Did that on purpose.
Maybe he can. Forgotten sits there and he thinks, he's like, well,
Not allowed to have nice things.
if we can sneak in, maybe I could use a little persuasion.
To be
with his
fair,
horns.
it was your idea to put the gems in the Nodachi. I was going to do that regardless.
What do you want to do, Tao?
I'll keep it as a reminder that there is no violence without consequence. And then he sheaths the blade.
Do I have a roughly idea of how long it's going to take before Tao starts going blind?
You're not for certain. You do know that by him keeping it on his person for more than 4 hours, he will be attuned to it.
Well, I got a proposition for you if you want. Well, it takes about 4 hours for that thing to, link to your soul or attune, whatever you want to call it. So, but you have to hold it constantly, have it on your person for those 4 hours. So, we can hand it off every 3, wait an hour, give it right back to you. That'll avoid the attunement, thus the blindness.
Tao denies it. This is my curse to bear, and mine alone.
Okay. Or we can always just go back and visit that, I'm guessing enchanter you paid a visit to?
Real quick, out of character question though.
Yes.
If I was to unattune to this weapon,
You cannot unattune to it.
You
without-
cannot unattune to a cursed item. You have to get remove
unless you-
curse,
Well, yes.
which would simply, if you were to hit it, remove curse. Now Tao wouldn't necessarily know this. All that would be left would be the abilities from the gems. It would just be a normal sword.
I
with
was
the
talking
gem
about like if I was
elements.
ever to uncurse it with my eyesight.
Oh, you would assume so.
I'm not asking if my character would know. I'm asking if I would know.
Oh,
this is
well, in that case, yeah.
Okay, good. Because Tao's totally up to keep this weapon and just go blind because he knows what blind sight is. He's aware that he can still be, like he can still know, and blind sight's a lot of times better than actual sight. So, he's cool.
well,
And out creeping from the woods comes Jacob.
Forgotten sitting there just thinking about it, and he's just like,
Bear Grylls.
and he's like,
Covered in leaves and mud.
Forgotten sitting there thinking, he's just like, hey, who knows? Maybe he can make a deal like I had and get eyes like mine.
Don't need deities to get strong. Just willpower.
You hear just a side comment when you're dealing with what I have to. You do. It just keeps walking. Well, on to the next town.
Which is a
As
couple
well.
days' journey.
As
From what I've been told by Varys.
as they're walking, like they're just walking through the woods. Tao's like just checking the sword, and like they walk by like a dead branch. He just like lops it off.
Like a knife through butter.
Oh yes.
Wow, you somehow froze, burned, and shocked.
Well,
And more.
I'm thinking.
Oh, by the way,
He does like
if you look at the stump, it's quite messed up.
all different colors and different smells of
That's-
different things acting on it. Just
That's what Forgotten was making the comment about. He's like, you somehow burned, but froze, but electrocuted, but poisoned.
I think the last one was force.
Yeah.
So it's also
And
like
some concussive
it's also
damage,
like
yeah.
indented in. He does the Kensei thing and like wipes it off. I like this blade.
from the tree side.
I value my eyesight.
But he makes good on a promise. While they're walking, he walks over to you, and when he has his blade in his, he's like this blade, don't you?
It's nice. I like the arts and the craftsmanship of it.
He takes his other one.
You see Forgotten taking, he's just like, you know where this is going, right?
Better go in a nice place.
Oh, it'll go in a special spot in my dimension. You see Forgotten sitting there playing with it.
One day you can have your own sword that makes you go blind.
Again,
My mama
Forgotten
That can be arranged.
Again, I do value my eyesight. Or at least, for now.
Someone has to.
Hey, I can see through almost anything right now.
The only thing I'm going to argue with, though, and this is out of character, the only thing I'm going to argue with, though, is you better not fight me on blind sight getting in the way of my missile deflection. Good. 'Cause I work hard for that.
And, actually, sitting there thinking about it, can I do that ritual while walking?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
So once you sit there and gave it, you immediately start noticing him making the sigils, and it's just like, and then you see him summon it up with that purple etherealness. Just
Okay.
Because I was gonna be a dual blade caster or a dual blade user, but then I noticed a lot of my Kensei things require me to have one Kensei weapon, so I had to pick a big one.
Makes sense.
Big one.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and skip ahead a little bit,
Okay.
just to rather a few uneventful days. And So
Okay.
you make it to the edges of Insewell.
right off a few days of rations.
Yeah. So y'all make it to Insewell now. You guys are in the warehousing district near the docks. So Varys and Gilgrim are very familiar with this this area, and Varys is like, "Come on, Nat, we gotta probably try to get to the base as quickly as we can."
Hood's immediately up and everything like that.
Yeah, throw like a robe and just cover myself a little bit.
Now,
Bandages are tightened around like that.
Varys will tell you, Insewell's probably the safest place you can be right now. It's the only large town that does not have a tiefling base in it.
Forgive me for being precautious.
I understand. It's like, but you know how they are. They're a vain lot, and nobody wanted this frigid wasteland.
It is quite cold. I almost want to summon Atlas just to be warm.
Because Insewell is as far north as you can get before the
Oh,
the
God.
northern spine, and then the frozen north above that.
Forgotten said, like, we need to go to a clothing shop. I need something warmer than my just robes.
Varys and Gilgrim will actually lead you directly to the base. Like, we don't have time for that. You can get clothes over there. We need to get inside.
Points over to Gilgrim. I still want to talk about that armor.
Says, we can do that when we get there.
Sounds good.
So,
Don't judge me.
you guys, they take you to what they're telling you is the base. It looks like one singular little building.
As long as it has a fire, we're good.
So, at this point, Varys is going to go up to what just looks like a regular old wall, touch a couple spots in a random order, then draw some kind of sigil on the wall, and then it splits open in a secret passage.
Forgotten
Stuff
wants,
away, and it goes down.
Forgotten wants to not only observe, but memorize.
Okay, give me a intelligence check.
Ooh, my int is just... nothing. Ooh, whoa.
Nice catch.
Thank you. That's a soft 20.
Okay. You should be able to remember it long enough to write it down.
Sitting there, Forgotten reaches into his bag of holding, casts prestidigitation on a piece of paper that he has in there to
Yeah.
make the sigil, and also the pattern, and then number them in which order they go, and then below that, then the sigil.
Okay.
And how he drew it from starting from what point he started, if it was continuous, if he stopped, picked up his finger at all, or anything.
And you'll know that won't last forever, so you'll have to go back over it with like charcoal or something.
Oh yeah, but right now that will last for at least an hour.
Yes.
If it gets too close again, then I can just press a digitation to renew it. Or if I, go to the chamber pot.
So they lead you inside. Varys and Gilgrim have to do some explaining on, who you all are, what went on at the other camps, because they were witnesses, so they can tell what happened at the camp that got invaded. So eventually, you guys are interviewed as well on what you saw happen. So it's up to you how you explain that.
I really
I glitched everything I
So-
know because honestly, I had nothing to hide.
Okay, so yeah, if you want to be truthful, if you want to make something up, it's up to you.
I relinquished all the information and I sat there and said, and then when it comes to the part about the insignia, it's like, I thought I honestly left that at the, because this, in character and out of character, is true. I thought I left it at the merchant shop when I threw it down saying that, oh, we were followed by someone wearing this sigil. I thought I left it on the counter. And it's just like, I thought I left it on the counter when we were getting stalked by someone wearing the sigil. I thought I left it there when we went back to talk. He looks over to Gilgrim, out to the keeper of the business.
Yours are better than not, but yeah, whatever it happens.
That was my mistake. I can repay however I can.
They take a particular interest in Forgotten and Leafiel because tieflings that are not aligned with the Empire are not a common thing. Knowing what kind of, status and information you might possess, they suggest taking you directly to the leader.
Forgotten sitting there tapping his hands is just like, alright, well, let's make a deal.
Varys, who's relaying the information, is like, what kind of deal are you asking for?
Well, remember that previous thing we talked about?
Uh-huh.
I have someone I need to get revenge on.
Oh?
Someone who killed my brother.
Ah.
Killed him in cold blood.
Mm-hmm.
It's Inigo Montoya.
This six-fingered man.
I must get revenge.
Why do you hate me?
because under the parody law, since we're not actually doing it, I can say these things.
Yeah, put it in.
It's not, is it actually Inigo Montoya?
No.
Then we're good.
But
Now, if it was, we'd have issues.
that, and I want his personal armory before I kill him.
Uh-huh. Anything else?
That fix it!
I
No,
asked,
but
can
if
you
you
like,
would-
maybe
Okay. Anything else?
Forgotten sitting there thinking, oh, yes, okay, out of character, it's been a long time. What exactly am I trying to find again?
What are you trying to find?
Oh, when he got teleported off the boat.
Oh, yes. That ring.
Yeah. He pulls out the map,
God.
and he points to the 3 individual locations. I also need to go to these 3 individual locations, and I need to look for a ring. I would like help and supplies.
Okay. Yeah, I'll try to see what I can arrange.
And with that, I'll give you all the information you want.
Alright.
And maybe first call to any special weapons you find.
Also, I require some sort of decursing, as currently I am kind of
Wolfie.
wolfy, yes.
Aha.
Varys, you know. So to speak.
Uh-huh.
Save the hunger. Pretty well. That's my name.
He got the big
But,
The big dog.
so, yeah. His personal armory,
I scared the rat over
help to get to these 3 locations. And if you find any interesting weapons or anything, be the first one to give me a call.
Alright, I'll
And
see what I can do. And I would recommend we'll probably need you bring these up with Valmir when you talk to him yourselves.
Valmir. Someone please take that as a note. I don't have my notebook on me.
VAR, apostrophe,
I was like, what?
MIER.
Yeah.
Valmir.
That's the leader of the resistance.
Yes.
I'll need to get that off one of you guys later.
So you guys are led into a separate area that looks kind of like a war room, and there's 2 men discussing, talking to each other. One of which is an Azamar in full plate, massive greatsword on his back, hair so bright it almost glows. Eyes actually are glowing.
Literally looks past all those special features just at the great sword.
You would. And the man talking to him, he's dressed in, looks kind of like traditional old style British hunting clothes, including pith helmet, everything. Large curly mustache,
Oh, great.
big old blunderbuss on his back.
Again.
Blunderbuss on the hip, and then he's got a big gun on his back.
So now you see Forgotten sitting there just tapping his fingers together, just like, interesting.
Oh,
And
look at him.
and when you walk in, the man with the mustache, who, hold on just a second, says, right, what's all this snare? So then Varys will tell you who everyone is and why they're there. He'll say, the business brothers got at your service.
I'm gonna
Did
go
I hear
ahead.
brothers?
What?
Did I hear brothers?
Brothers.
I thought I heard the word brothers.
So did I.
The business brothers got at your service.
Gotcha.
The
Okay.
entire time while Varys is explaining, after the first time he talked, I ritual cast comprehend language to see if I can understand his accent better. The entire time. So Varys, I'm figuring it takes about 10 minutes to explain everything that happened to him. So the entire 10 minutes, he's just over there just like, I hope this works. And they're looking in the book, and then it's just like, poof. He talks.
Magic fellow, you say? Looks magical to me, yes.
Closes his book, he's just like, it did not work. Puts it in his bag. It did not work.
I don't know what you're trying to do, but...
Forgotten, literally just over there, just.
And meanwhile, Varmir's like, what can you tell me? First off, family history, at least a little bit, would help.
I talked to Varys here. I want to make a deal. For at least my information.
What sort of deal would you like?
Oh, it's easy, mate. Trust me.
So they all say.
It's 3 things. Simple. 1, there's someone I'm trying to kill. I want to get a hold of his personal armory before I kill him. So I'd like help smuggling that out. 2, there's 3 locations he points at the map, all 3 of them. I need to search for a ring from each one of these locations. And 3, if you come across any fancy new special weapons or anything eye-catching, like looks at the greatsword, looks at the blunderbuss, looks at the smaller blunderbuss, like those and others, I want first dibs.
Oh, is that all you want?
That's simple. I have information over many families.
Is Tao in the room?
Yes, you're all in the room.
Tao just kind of leans in. It's kind of his thing. Just let him have it, okay?
I have information over many families. I know a power struggle in one particular right now. I also know an heir missing in another.
Okay. So here's what we can do. We can talk about the first thing. I'm going to need more details before I can agree to anything like that. Help finding that. We have spies all over the place. I'm sure we can find you some information at the very least. And the third thing, it's kind of a, you find what you keep. I don't keep track of everyone's inventories. Nobody keeps track of everyone's inventories. If you find something, you're welcome to keep it.
Well, I'm just saying, anything interesting come up for sales at shops, points at Gilgrim. I want to get it
It's
all.
just like,
I'm saying you have good goods.
and his demeanor completely changes after that. It's like, oh.
Basically, what I'm demanding is if you come across anything unique or anything, I want either me or this party to have first dibs.
I'll see what I can do.
Alright, I'll tell you everything.
What can you tell me?
Well, my family is missing an heir, thus me in front of you. Because my father murdered my brother.
The ritual?
Yes.
Take it didn't go well then.
They weren't ready. Or at least my brother wasn't.
You're still standing, but not with him, so I take it really didn't go well.
You see Forgotten nervously, like, stroking his goatee he has and everything, kind of, like, trace his scar down the cheek and just, like, it didn't go well. I wasn't, then you see him kind of feeling around his palm, ready yet.
I see.
As for the rest of the families and everything, so basically I dumped all the information I know. That's the gossip, the politics I've heard from my brother and my father and my mother talking and everything like that. I dump it all.
Okay.
And also, I also sent a letter out. Don't know if it took or not, because we were over at a lycanthrope base, armory, place.
It was sort of a stronghold. It wasn't anything big.
Yeah.
I'm familiar with the place.
They're all dead.
All of them were dead,
Well, that simplifies things a little bit, I suppose.
besides the captain.
Then there's the rub.
I sent a letter.
Rubs the
Mimicking-
bridge of his nose. You notice he has like the bags under his eyes are very heavy.
I sent a letter mimicking not only his wax sigil, but also his handwriting on top of his signature. Sitting there stating that the description of me and her were incorrect, and also pointed to a scorned lover of mine and, let's just say, a member of another family I didn't get along with.
Interesting. I don't know how well that'll work, but
It was worth a try.
I suppose it was.
It should cause at least disarray for a short amount of time.
That's probably true.
And that's basically all I have. That and my father's probably searching to hide her hair for me because he needs to find an heir. Or try to, sire a new one. But I think mother's a little too old for that one.
I see. And, who, pray tell, was it that you wanted to kill? Or is it as obvious as it seems?
You can draw two lines together. Someone who's willing to slay their own blood for nothing but gain is not worth my time.
You could literally be describing half of the Empire at this point.
And that is where me and you will get along just fine.
So, after this, what are your long-term goals?
Sinzler rubs his palm. I want to study weaponry, fighting styles, magic. Maybe, in the meantime, free this place from this corrupt control.
That sounds like we could have some common interest there.
As long as it benefits me as well.
I think we could work something out that would be to both of our likings.
Got a question for you.
Yes.
He slowly unwraps his hand. Got an idea about this? Shows his palm.
He seems quite a bit more awake than he did just a minute ago.
Insight! Yes. My patron will give me sight beyond sight.
Sure.
That wasn't the best. That was a 15.
Can I also roll?
Yeah, anyone can roll if they want.
I'm good.
I'm really good. I'm trying.
I rolled a 17.
That's just
Okay.
a little better than that one.
That's a nat 2!
Okay, 15 or better. That's what you need.
Yeah, very close.
Nope.
Okay, does everyone roll? Who's gonna roll?
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. So, yeah, you definitely caught his attention, which it's, and he absolutely knows something about this, and he's getting ready to tell you, so you didn't actually have to roll.
Yeah, I still wanted to. As he wraps his hand back up nice and tight.
Sometimes I have to roll to remind myself my Eric Crooker's doing good.
So, at this point, he's like, yes, I do recognize it. How familiar are you with the old Pantheon?
How familiar am I? I would have read plenty of books in the library, but also
You would be
mainly
more
about...
familiar with any of the rest, except for maybe Leafiel of the party, because it's not something that's common knowledge, and
In my
it's
library.
kept that way on purpose.
Well, the library at the house, estate, whatever you want to call it, didn't cover much of the old Pantheon, to be fair.
Would I know? With Belmont training and stuff?
You probably wouldn't.
You're more of slaying instead of learning.
So,
I would, but I don't.
he's going to say, this looks as... Now, keep in mind, some of the gods' sigils do change occasionally, especially the one I'm thinking of. I could be wrong. I'm fairly certain it's the old god of trickery.
Do I need to be cautious?
I would be cautious around anyone that claims the title of god, but
Point. Well, for right now, mind if I show you something?
sure.
You see him literally cycle through his whole artillery, and then he finishes off with a nice flourish from the one he got from Dad. Think.
He looks slightly impressed.
For right now, even if he's trickery, he'll get me to my goal. Tightens the grip on the katana he got.
And he says, I do have a bit more intimate knowledge of some of the old gods. As he kind of gestures towards his complexion, as said, you can probably tell.
Sounds like we need to have a conversation later.
Probably a good idea.
Anyone else? I know I've been the one talking the most. Anyone else have conditions? Something they would like?
I would like to know something.
Yes.
Why do you look like a demon and you look like a god? And he just kind of leaves it like Like that
Open.
vague question just sitting in the air.
You see him pull out a vial of the blood he collected. You see this stuff? Well, mine is more touched by, he grasps it, darker means.
Varmir will say, it's a little more complex than that. How much do you know about the old gods?
By the time I was hatched, they were long gone.
Do you understand the ways they used to be?
Vaguely.
Well, he gestures to Forgotten, then he gestures to himself. He said, balance. One, and he gestures to Forgotten. He said, God rewarded his servants in one way, another, gestures to himself, rewarded in another way. And I'm sure you've probably noticed, this one points to himself, not exactly around anymore.
He kind of like tightens, grabs the grip on his katana tight, or his nodachi. That's why I'm here.
That's good to know.
Now, what we
He said, anyone that can help me find my father, help restore the balance, was good in my book.
Wait. Backpedal. Found your father.
What?
Your father.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I have one last tidbit of information. Now, if you keep hiding this, I ain't gonna say it.
The main dominator of the D20s.
Alright, hold on. Deception check!
He's running out of D20.
I'm sorry, I haven't been playing in a while, so I haven't been having to check my
You
language.
literally hit the mic.
So much editing.
That is a soft 20.
And you're trying to roll for deception?
Yes.
Roll insight.
So you're lying to him about more information.
Yeah, he's sitting there not sharing something, and Forgotten, don't trust that.
This is not a good idea.
None of this is a good idea.
Hey, I'm being fair and rolling.
Okay, what? You definitely beat him. Yeah, he believes you.
How
Wait,
bad
you're
was
not
it in
holding
that
that
one?
You said something
Oh.
about your father.
He's just holding nothing.
Yes. You want to take a stab at it?
I don't know anything really about the old gods. But,
I'll give you a hint. He's not really around anymore.
is he dead?
Missing.
You can't really kill a god. It's more like extremely incapacitated.
I beg to differ. There's
Can
one I'd like to
I
kill
take
too.
a stab at I can't remember how much my character knows about the old.
Give me a knowledge check.
You mean history?
Yeah, that one.
So knowledge
That
is
one?
very vague.
Yeah,
That's crooked.
How you acknowledge
that's also intelligence, yo.
That is a
you're in my
24.
garage.
Okay.
Oh, you actually did good.
You know what he's talking about. Guys, he actually knows what they're talking about.
Oh, no.
Someone give the boy a
I
candy
swear we're
bar.
not dealing with the same person.
He has
Give him in a
changed.
bath and he's a new person.
He's a
Oh my
doppelganger. You are not him.
An alien took him over in the back.
Everyone, do the Persona 5 beatdown.
There's literally the layer of dirt just affects his
Cognitive ability.
pretty much.
He's like
It's restricting oxygen to his brain.
That's exactly what it is. He can't absorb oxygen naturally, so he has to sit there and only rely on his breath.
Okay, so
He literally turns into a mouth breather.
the Druid Circle actually did explain a lot of the old ways, and you realize just as he was explaining that one god favored or showed his favoritism by creating tieflings, the other Azamar. That same god was the twin. They were twin brothers. And that was what started the whole chain reaction of the Empire starting, was he went after his brother first before going after the other gods. So there's a significant chance his father is the brother.
Can I mention that to him?
Yeah, you know all of this, so you can share the information as you
So
will.
I start by saying that I'm telling him about what I believe, and I ask him, and I'm guessing your father is the brother.
Yes.
You see Forgotten me like, and then you hear inside your head, good job, me. I did something right.
I actually thought of something.
And Forgotten's just like, good job for you, dude.
The chosen one.
That's why.
Forgotten's still sitting there just clapping, staring at you the entire time with his black pupilless eyes. Wow, you getting actually a bath has made you smarter. You need to stay
Okay.
clean.
So, because I was having a brain burp, the names of said gods, Xios, obviously, is the evil one, and it's Var-Kadir, and that is the name of his father.
Var-Kadir.
And that is spelled VAR apostrophe KADIR.
Also, I have one thing before I go and take a nap. It's been a rather long journey. Do you have someone who can cure my ailment?
At this point, Duplicius will be like, "What seems to be the matter, my boy?"
Let's just say when the moon becomes full circle, the beast comes out.
Lycanthrope.
Yes,
Well,
thank you.
What did you just say, sir? Well, shall we have something we could whip up there and please don't let you out?
Right. To be fair,
What
my
kind of-
solution pulls out the magical chain. What's this?
He didn't like that.
No need for something
No.
so barbaric as chains. No, we can come to something a little bit better than that.
He sits there and rattles them like a ghost.
So uncivilized.
Sometimes chains are more
Check
civilized.
yourself, mate.
Check you.
Privilege.
I'm sorry. Were you raised in my family? No.
Yes, well, back to the issue at hand. Follow me and get you sorted.
Yes, indeed.
It's bad.
Yeah, he says mimicry.
As he walks away, you
You
hear
see his chest puff a little bit when you talk like him.
as he walks away, you hear him loudly say, "It's bad. Comprehend languages couldn't even make me understand him."
He speaks old
Learn to
tongue.
speak properly, my lad.
Partner.
Learn to actually speak.
Tao puts out a hand. We're not making enemies.
Easy now.
We're on the same side. I think.
I can't understand him.
I think he's saying the things I think he's saying.
I think he's friendly. I'm not sure.
If I understand him correctly, we're on the same side.
I still don't know what he said whenever we first met. Still.
Something
I know his
along,
name's
And
somewhere.
meanwhile, Varmir is still kind of just rubbing his temples like,
something along the lines I can
Yeah,
only guess
he's
it's
like
hit
that.
cheerio or something.
"You! Onward!"
Oh, it
There
was.
it is.
That's his name.
That's his name.
I don't know, but Jacob has left the scene.
Anyway,
I left.
Duplicius Blatherskite is a much better name, I'm just saying.
Forgotten gestures.
That's his name.
Forgotten gestures.
Duplicius
Yeah.
Blatherskite.
Oh my.
Stand him.
Good luck
Duplicius
spelling that.
Flabbergast.
Forgotten gestures to Tao, Lum, and Leafiel. Just like, you guys need anything? I thought you two especially mentioned something about a quest or
I forgot.
goddess.
Help us not be forgotten.
Hey, that's my shtick.
So are you going to explain your quest from Melidia
Yeah.
then?
By the way, I didn't expose any other details besides I need to go to those 3 locations for a ring.
Yeah.
That was it.
Just
Does
letting you know.
Uh-huh.
I didn't sit there and say I was told to. It's just like, hey, I want to go here because I need to get this ring.
Yep. I'm aware.
I did not write anything down, so I don't remember.
Yeah, I didn't.
Sorry.
Bad! Bad! I can't complain.
I left with
forgot
Yip
it was a
Yip
ring.
Cheerio, so I'm no longer there.
Okay.
Right back in picture you.
So, you were sent on a mission to get a staff.
Oh, okay, yeah. I remember that much, but
And you're hunting for a scythe. I remember that.
yeah, it's a site.
And you're hunting for a scythe.
I don't know anything about
Oh
Leafy.
yeah, I do have a
In
message. I
character,
have
out of character.
okay, yeah, that's my bad. I
I'll
have
send
a
you the back
thing
later.
that a staff was stolen from the
No.
from the
I'm
goddess,
gonna find it out.
Yes.
as well as the site
It's more
stolen as well.
Sorry.
So, are you going to relay that information then? That's what you're after?
Where did she say that this? Did she just say that it was somewhere in the continent, or did she tell us a specific location to look?
It's a good question.
I can't
Don't
remember.
remember.
I think she actually, I think she said, and I think it involved going to one of the
Oh.
places.
I think it was the main city, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think it was the capital.
Okay.
If not, it's retcon to the capital.
Oh, why does it have to be the capital? Why is it always the capital?
Because we gotta go back to the bad place.
So you'll say all this, and Varmir will be like, "How much do you know about these artifacts?"
Not much.
He
They're
says,
powerful.
"Each god has one, and each artifact obviously does something different." He said, the staff is obviously Melidia's staff, and it was trusted to the leader of her druid circle, so I'm assuming someone of great skill must have stolen it because it would have been closely guarded. The scythe is obviously Datera's scythe, which would also be entrusted to her, most trusted follower. So one of the quickest ways to weaken the god's standing would be to get a hold of their item of power, because the only way to truly defeat a god is to have more than one item of power with you.
You see Forgotten like a cartoon go out at a perpendicular angle when he mentions scythe. You just see Forgotten start just scythe. You say?
Yes, a scythe.
You will be touching it. I say like a very stern voice to Forgotten.
As stern as Lum can manage.
Yeah.
The whole time that they're
It's
going to have their
ridiculous.
little interaction that's about to
You will
happen,
not be touching
Cal
me.
just thinks to himself, could one make a powerful artifact? And then
You say that, or you think that?
think it.
Okay.
And then just while they're doing that, Tao just wonders, because his sword's already getting pretty good. His golden sword with gems into it.
You see Forgotten just shrink back at that perpendicular angle, like in cartoons. Just.
Just
Also, Tao, side note, you notice your spatial awareness seems to be getting a lot better, but your physical ability to see has diminished slightly.
So it begins.
What begins?
Did you not listen when I got the curse?
No.
Well, my old curse used to be max damage.
I was in character. I wasn't listening. Out of character, I was.
Oh, okay. See, we didn't say
You
anything. in
said
character.
it.
Oh,
It's
I
out
thought
of
you were saying
character.
it.
No, Forgotten said that in character. He sat there and told Tao.
I know,
I
this
wasn't.
conversation was out of character.
Yeah, no, I thought he was like acting out of character when it did. I was like, we never
Remember
brought
I was in
up,
the bath.
we never
so-
just brought up what happens.
Okay.
Just kind of acknowledging that I can't see anymore. But I
I
just tell
thought
him about
that
it.
you were saying so it begins like a whisper or something.
Yeah, to
Wait.
myself.
But whoever was listening when I identified it would know that it was.
I wasn't around.
Yeah, he wasn't around.
He was in the back.
He was stealth, and she wasn't paying attention, I guess.
I was.
Oh, okay. Well, so then only 3 people know.
I was sitting there trying to make a potion, and I could get over here.
Because Varys was also off scouting with him, and
Okay.
I think technically Gilgan would have known.
So we're gonna cut to Duplicius and Jacob. He's taking you over to a wizardly-looking fellow and explains your situation. And the wizard says, "Well, why I can't cure you outright. I do have something that might be of interest. I have this medallion here. This medallion will allow you to control your transformations and control yourself while you're transformed. Are you interested?"
Since it's my only option thus far, yes, I'm very.
Here you go, my good sir.
I take it kind of hesitantly and just slowly, but not like I'm like, I don't want the item because I'm just in disbelief that I'm with these 2 people.
It's a matter of Forgotten's body's not there because he's just like, what is it? Okay.
Duplicius says, I told you I'd get you sorted. And when you take hold of the medallion, it feels kind of warm to the touch, like a good warm.
Warm.
Hey, wait, we forgot to introduce Triumph.
Oh, no, he doesn't come out yet. Rewind your mind.
You notice your sheath is kind of jiggling at this point. Do you unlatch the clasp?
As a distraction to walk away before they start talking to each other and eventually me, yes, I unlatch the dagger.
Ha Where are we?
The Resistance headquarters.
Awesome! What's that?
They're leading the fight against the evil people in this whole
Fight! I love fights.
Yeah.
Where's the fight?
fight. That's what they do.
Awesome.
Maybe you should stick with
Who are we fighting?
Why don't you ask them? And I motion towards the wizard.
What's this now?
His name is Triumph.
I'm Triumph, the best dagger in the world.
I'm gonna put on the medallion and slowly slink away.
Probably a stealth check.
Stealth. A good distraction starter. That is a 24.
You are able to slink away while the dagger is distracting them.
Goodbye.
And you hear off in the distance, where'd the lad go? I suppose I'm gonna have to go find him.
Run!
I
Do
hide.
the frog pose. Just.
I hide.
You have enough of a distance on him that you can probably get off without him
Unless
finding
Triumph
you.
just leads you straight back because he's attuned to you, mate.
I'm
Like,
just gonna make my way back to where they are.
Making my way back there.
Well,
Oh, where is he? Bastard.
after everything,
I'm coming.
Forgotten Sin there is just like, okay, now Gilgrim, about that armor.
Yes. We should probably go talk to my brother. We can get something set up.
You know that stuff you sent me? Yeah, I want that.
Okay.
That was out of character. Whatever.
He's like, okay.
I need another beer for that.
Fucked up the right hole one day.
Well, I want all that stuff you have. Okay. Okay.
Sits there and dumps 1,000 gold. Your whole inventory.
We can do something.
Good.
We can make a deal.
All right, cool. So, it's like, well, ladies and gents, I need to go talk to Gilgrim about some armor. If y'all want to follow, cool. If not, I think our business is done for at least today.
I need to go test something out.
Well,
And he's going to go on his own to test his how fast his eyesight's deteriorating and how it's affecting him.
Okay. And that's where we're going to leave it.